Alright guys, it's Friday. We're gonna take this brown baler back to Dad, so he's got it. It's 55 degrees out, the wind's blowing. Yesterday it was 90 before the storm came through. Me and Kate are gonna take this baler to Mama and Papa's and bring the 326 back, aren't we? Got you a snack. Taking the baler back on this gloomy day. Kate actually likes being able to see something out the back window. Huh, Kate? We're climbing on the hay, aren't we, Kate? Alright guys, a little update. Got the square baler hooked up to my truck. We ended up putting the primer lift pump on the Kubota. Did not make a difference, so we think it's the injection pump, most likely. And here is the stack of hay that we've gotten baled. This is the hay from my house. There's about 150 bales on there. And there's about 412 bales in here. And probably that many more laying out in the field that didn't get baled. The squeeze worked okay. We definitely had some issues. We were only able to pick up one layer at a time. And I think the biggest deal is after squeezing a few times, this is bent, which it bent exactly where I thought it would, right after that brace. And did the same thing on this side. So we're gonna have to, I need to come up with something different for the arms. And I think the squeeze will end up working okay. But I think we're gonna end up getting a grapple as well. So we need two things anyways. One for in the field, one for the barn. So we'll see what we decide on there. So we still have half that field basically to get tedded out and dried up once it stops raining. We'll roll it up and cows will still eat it. A couple signs up from a couple posts up from a sign I had at the road. Kids are helping me drag them up to the barn. Cade's working hard. Pickle's working hard. Is it pretty heavy, Pickle?
I'm okay.
You're okay? Good. All right, guys, we're headed back over to Dad's. Got the trailer hooked up. My plan is I'm gonna visit with them a little bit. I'd like to try to make a pallet for the stacker while I'm there. Dad's got some rough cut stuff we can do that with. And I'm going to load up the little Deutz. I'm going to load up the little Deutz with my homemade bale spear for round bales, bring it home and try to get those bales off the field so they aren't sitting much longer. I haven't done that yet because I was dealing with other hay we had down, trying to get as much of that up before it rained, and then it rained, and I don't want to track up the field. Hey guys, got some rough cut stuff here, and got the bed tilted up. Our first inclination is we're going to have runners, runner just inside here, just inside here, and then runner right in the middle. And we'll have boards going across here, obviously. This way here, we're going to make it 6 foot, 72 inches. This way here, we're going to make it 7 foot. And we're going to go from there. I really like the runner to be closer to the outside edge here so these boards aren't drooping down. But this is the long way, so hopefully that, you know, it'll be supported evenly enough that there won't be a whole lot of weight right on the edge of these boards. We'll see. And I'm concerned about going too much wider than the bed here because I don't want it to interfere with my sides, which this side here needs to be adjusted anyways. But, you know, you want your sides fairly close to your stack anyways, so just don't want it to interfere with whenever the rolling rack slides forward with that pallet on there, hit on anything on the sides. It is Sunday. Yesterday I brought the Deutz home from Dad's. I brought one of my homemade bale spears back with me, and me and the kids moved 2 bales off of the alfalfa field here this morning. I'm going to move the wheat bales off out there on the neighbor right now. Then we're gonna start drilling some teff. I've got the teff left over from last year. I want to go ahead and get it in this alfalfa before the alfalfa gets too much bigger. I was really hoping I could get it into the stubble, but with everything else going on, other higher priority stuff. So hopefully I don't damage the alfalfa too much. I know I'll damage it. It's already, you know, probably a foot tall. But the good thing is the timing on this is probably perfect, because what should happen is I'll still get a second cutting of straight alfalfa. Third cutting will be a really good mix. Little tractor, big bale. I say big bale. It is a big round bale. These are 5x5s made out of that New Holland BR770A, and the tractor is very light on the front end. Of course, this is a very light-duty tractor, anyway. But my homemade bale spear is working pretty well, really. Sticks in them pretty good. These are fairly tight bales. I'm not saying that you can't bale one tighter, but in its day, this baler was definitely, we'll see how good a hay this is. Probably mostly like straw, but we'll see. Anyways, in its day, this baler made the tightest bale that I had ever seen when we bought it new. We had other people that we baled hay with, and oh, come on, baby, stay on the front, stay on the ground. And none of the other balers baled near as tight as this baler did. And it still bales tight. I mean, it packs about 1,200 pounds in a 5x5 bale. That's pretty respectable. So, all right, let's see if we can get across this ditch here. Well, we made it. Just about washed the bale off the back. We're gonna try to go up this hill forward. Starting to get the bounce to it. And we're picking up. Well, it's doing alright. Better than it did going across the ditch. Right here'll be the tap. Well, take a break. Alright, we made it. It's not bad at all. One bale down, there's 2 down. Alright guys, we're going to try making some fine-tuning adjustments here. Try to get the bale to tip up a little bit more when I raise it up, so maybe it's not right. Well, I don't know. I may be going about this the wrong way, because the fact that it's hanging back in the back keeps the tractor from rearing up as much. It's going to rear up no matter what. Move this pin down, and I crank this up just a little bit. Trying to get that whenever it's up for that bale not to sag so much in the back. That's not the end of the world. We'll do from back here. We've bought 5 up so far. I got number 6 on the tractor. Can you tell? there have been a few that I have to back up the hill with. It just won't do it. This is one of them, apparently. Let it idle across here and kind of hit my brakes a little bit to keep it turned over here and make sure we don't lose the bale. There we go. Raised up on it. 5, 10, and 3 is 13 bales. And then I got one over here and a partial one. I'm going to take that one full one over where I took those other 2 this morning. That's all the bales off the field. Is we're going to check out this Great Plains 1006 NT drill. See if we can get some Teff seed in the ground over here in the alfalfa. Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna no-till some Teff into some alfalfa. I don't remember if I told you guys that or not, but that's an experiment I'd like to do. The alfalfa fields got some thin spots. You know, I no-tilled some Timothy in it year before last, and then last year we had a good Timothy stand in with the alfalfa. Timothy died out, as it always does here in our area. So I'm gonna no-till some orchard grass this fall, but for the time being, if I can get a couple cuttings of Teff in with my alfalfa off this, increase the yield a little bit, keep some unwanted weeds and grasses out of it, more power to me. So this will be a little experiment on no-tilling Teff and also doing a Teff alfalfa mix. All right, guys, I'm just kind of going over this thing, and once again, so I didn't get all their seed cleaned out of the small seed box, which is what I'm gonna have to use. And go down through here. Some of them aren't bad, like this one here is really good. This one here is not terrible, but it's not great. I mean, see it, stuff in there. But there's several of them, like this one here, that it's actually plugged right now. There's one there that's plugged, and if you just put seed in here and start to go, you're gonna have all kinds of issues. All right, guys, I just kind of went through, cleaned it out by hand, blew it out, and I think we should be in good shape, hopefully. Quite a bit later. Got Kate out here helping me, kinda. I went ahead and put some cages around the tomatoes in the garden, and I also tilled the garden before I did that. Get all this put back together. I don't know that I'll actually get it calibrated, but I'll determine exactly what I need to do to calibrate it, and then first thing in the morning I'll get it calibrated. So I'm gonna go put all these hoses back on, put all these caps back on, and we'll be ready to calibrate it actually. So I don't know, I might get to calibrate it this evening. We'll see. Depends on when Bethany wants to eat, how much she's gonna mow here. So, all right guys. So there's the garden all tilled up. Like I said, I got 8 rows of corn, 4 rows of beans, cucumbers, okra, some dill, peppers, tomatoes. Did not get the drill calibrated. I checked it out a little bit, and I think I'm gonna have to clean the tubes out even more because I had issues getting the seed to feed through the tubes. So that'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. I'll be doing that in the morning, and then we'll see if we can't find something fun to do later in the day. But that's it for this evening. We're gonna go in and get cleaned up. I'm gonna eat some supper, spend some time with the wife and kids, and see you guys in the morning.